Here we go. Starting off with lap 1 here on this raceway. We can see lots of race position changes here. We've already got a caution flag out in Sector 1. Pedro Proenza, of course, still in first. Elite Shots in second. Johnny's Bananas third. Africado Sul in fourth. Pedro Proenza overtaken on the inside, on the left by Elite Shots. Elite Shots now moving up in front. Africado Sul overtakes Johnny's Bananas 35. So lots of position changes coming right out of the gate. Gaston Takifaini overtaking Joni Happy for 14th place. Ufapio overtakes Hiram Pelosi for 9th. So lots of action early on here. Yestim and TPI swapping places. Yestim moves up to 13th. Cronus overtakes Hiram Pelosi. Oh my goodness. The backside of this is just bonkers. Let's take a look at what's going on here. TPI. Lots of jostling and bumping here, maybe. I can't tell if that's actually the racers bumping or if it's just lag on my end. It's probably lag. I did notice this before. Johnny's Bananas overtakes Eska 0606. Elite Shots now falls back behind Pedro Proenza, who overtook. So, very tight early going here. Nobody more than 2.4 seconds behind. Eska 0606 overtakes Johnny's Bananas. Soldier One Assault in the gender reveal special, trying to make a move here on Eska 0606 inside right-hand lane. Right-hand of the lane, of course. Eska 0606 not really giving him any inch to take. Pedro Proenza with the 1:36.006, so we've already seen a 6-second faster lap time just from the better weather. Now, possible race strategies at the bottom of the screen. Starting medium, moving hard, possibly from AWS. Caution flag out in Sector 3. Looks like TPI 300 has left the session in 15th place. Unfortunate. So we've got 14 active racers still left. Pedro Proenza in first, Africado Sul in second, Elite Shots in third, followed by Eska 0606, Soldier One Assault, Johnny's Bananas, Martins Carlos, Tahario, Ufapio and Tahario battling here for 8th place. Justin Takifaini overtaking Tahario as well. I think Tahario, we might have a connection issue. He's gone transparent. That beautiful Floridian sun, baby. Gotta love it. Elite Shot says he needs an invite, please. It looks like I think we might have... All right, so that looks like he might be back. Because I do not see him transparent on the track here. But in case anybody can shoot Elite Shots an invite, he did say a minute ago that he needs one, and I just now saw that in my chat. So... possible race strategies, starting with a medium, moving to hard around lap 14, 19, or 2 stops with 2 softs and a medium. Pedro Proenza, again, fastest lap time, 1:31.602. DRS enabled. Looks like we do have Joni Happy, who's in the pit right now. Let's see what he's swapping to. Let me get my details set up. Position change, stops, tires. There we go. Here we go. Telemetry enabled, lap data enabled. Here we go. Got the full thing going on now here. It would appear that most people today are sticking with medium tires, maybe looking to make one pit today. Joni Happy, however, already pitting, switching to hard tires, maybe hoping that he can outlast and gain some paces when other people shift to a softer tire or to a second medium tire. Most people using medium tires, the exceptions being Joni Happy and Gestem Takifaini, who are using hard tires, and then Africado Sul and Elite Shots, currently in second and third place, who are running soft tires. So we get a nice crane shot there of the straightaway in Section 3. We are already on lap 3 out of 29, so about a 10th of the way done with this race. Fastest lap, Pedro Proenza, 1:31.267. Once again, Pedro appears to just be very comfortable with this course in Miami, flying around the track. I've lost count of the number of times he's set the fastest lap time today. I would guess at least 6 or 7. Africado Sul about 2.1 seconds behind Pedro. Elite Shots 3.1 seconds behind Africado Sul as we go to our broadcast cam for Elite Shots. Of course, Eska 0606 trying to creep up on Elite Shots. Elite Shots not really having it though. Flying around the corner here as we head into the chicanes at the end of section 2. We are already on lap 4. Pedro Proenza, 31, has left the session. Oh my goodness. So Pedro has gone transparent. We'll see if Pedro holds out here, if he can get back in the stream. But a chance here, a chance for Africado Sul, the Lead Shots, Eska 0606, all the way down. The leader is out of the session, or at least he was. I know he might have rejoined. I see the car is no longer transparent. I can't quite tell. No, excuse me, that's Africado Sul. Yes, Pedro Proenza is still out of the session. The car is translucent. Will Africado Sul be able to capitalize here? That's the million-dollar question as they head past the finish line and into lap 5. So the funny thing is of course, this is a longer race, but each individual lap is taking less and less time than the sprint version of this race did, because the sprint version was 10 laps, but it was conducted in a raging downpour. Here we go. Africado Sul makes his move, races right through the translucent Pedro Proenza, flies right through, now already a half a second ahead, pushing past the second ahead. We'll see if Elite Shots is also able to overtake the transparent Pedro Proenza. Pedro Proenza, of course, doing so well here in this race, winning the sprint. And here we go. Yes, we've got Elite Shots passing through Pedro Proenza. Will Eska 0606 be able to overtake? Matter of fact, he sees the transparent Elite Pedro Proenza right in front of him, trying to push through, trying to get through the ghost. I'd say that AI Pedro Proenza wasn't really allowing much, but there we go. Pedro Proenza dropping to 4th. Soldier with Assault about 1.5 seconds behind the ghost Pedro Proenza. So now it's anybody's race. Pedro Proenza was in the lead, just held a hammerlock on that first place position in the sprint, and unfortunately lost Pedro Proenza somehow. So only one racer, however, has a DNF today, and that was TPI 300. So I'm guessing if it shows, okay. I think I understand some of the icons now. Of course, if it's got a little controller, they're on console. If it's got a PC, they are, of course, on PC. If it's got an EA Sports logo, it looks like they are AI controlled. So that's what we've got going on here. Still in first place is Africado Sul. Soldier with Assault now overtaking Pedro Proenza, flashing past. So Pedro Proenza's dropping to 5th. Is Johnny's Bananas going to be able to make a play? He's about 5 seconds behind Pedro Proenza. He can make up the time on the Ghost. Of course, the AIs, while they are good drivers, not necessarily super aggressive, not necessarily the kind of AI that will outright take a race, especially in a 14-player multiplayer match. And in a 29-lap race, it's still anybody's game. We're only about 1/5 of the way through with the race here. Of course, each of these laps taking considerably less time than the reigning downpour sprint version. We do see Rudy Sacchetti move up to 10th, just past Ufapio. So Africado Sul and Elite Shots battling for first place, with Eska 0606 not too far behind. Just 0.2 seconds, and it looks like Elite Shots making a move on the outside. Is he going to be able to maintain? No. Africado Sul manages to just get out in front of him again. So good effort there by Elite Shots. He saw an opening, couldn't quite snatch it though. Now he's making a move in on the left side to overtake, and Africado Sul not having it. Elite Shots, Eska 0606, Africado Sul stacked up right there. We're talking less than a second separating Africado Sul from Eska. So very, very tight as the racers are winding their way late through section 1. Eska 0606 does, however, overtake Elite Shots on the left-hand side. So we see that very clean. It looked to me, I didn't see any caution flags. I don't see any penalty flags. Racers racing a much cleaner, as you'd expect, race when it's not a gigantic downpour. And Eska 0606 overtakes Africado Sul on the right side. I'm glad I was in the driver pod when that happened. We can see behind. Eska 0606 now trying to expand the lead here, winding through the chicanes in section 3. Africado Sul sticking tight behind, and Elite Shots tucked in nice and tight behind him. Eska 0606 dropping the hammer, already up over 11 RPM, moving into 8th gear. Just trying to hammer and blast away here in the straightaway at section 3, gearing down all the way down into 2nd gear. Africado Sul and Elite Shots still there. Let's take a look back at the 4th and 5th place, where Johnny's Bananas just overtook Yestim Takifaini and maybe AI Pedro. Soldier One Assault and Yestim now trailing Johnny's Bananas by about a half second. Johnny's Bananas about 7 seconds, however, behind 4th place Soldier One Assault. So we'll go ahead and cut back to our broadcast camera here. We can see Eska 0606 winding his way through the chicanes at the end of section 1, moving towards the sort of loping straightaway in section 2. See his car surge forward. Nobody else in frame with him at the moment, even though Africado Sul is only about 1.2 seconds behind. Tahariel 70 has left the session, so let's see if Tahariel is able to join back up. He was in 12th place, just 5 seconds behind Ufapio. Krone is 16 seconds behind Tahariel, so hopefully Tahariel will be able to join us again. Looks like Pedro Proenza still in AI mode here. Well, it did say that he left the session, but it looks to me like his car is still solid, so it looks like he was able to successfully reconnect, thank goodness. Or perhaps it was just some error on the part of the game. So we are now on lap 9 out of 29, so about a third of the way done with the races. Eska 0606 with medium tires, 8 laps in on those, leads Elite Shots by 2 seconds, and Africado Sul by about 2.7 seconds. Well, we seem to have settled down into a sort of stasis here. Not much in the way of position changes as we are on lap 9 out of 29. We see most of the pack spread out throughout section 2, a few stragglers in section 1, and still a battle here for first place between Eska 0606 Elite Shots and Africado Sul, with Soldier One Assault not too far behind. As the leaders head into section 3, Eska 0606 hitting the overtake, trying to build a little more speed. Stretch things out a little bit. Gears down all the way to 1st gear briefly just to get around that corner. All right, we do see Martins Carlos overtake Elite Shots, moving from 7th into 6th place. Everybody here working their tires pretty hard. As a matter of fact, Eska 0606 in 1st all the way through, Martins Carlos in 6th on their 9th lap with their respective tires. A good mix of them here. Medium tires for Eska 0606, Soldier One Assault, Johnny's Bananas, and Martins Carlos. Hard tires for Yestim Takifaini. Soft tires for Africado Sul. So Africado working those soft tires pretty hard, about a third of the way through the race. I would expect him to have to pit at some point, or he'll wear those things down to just the rims. but we shall see. Eska 0606 expanding his lead now about 3 1/3 seconds in front of Africado Sul. So like I said, we can see the pack pretty, I was going to say spread out, but that's not quite true. The pack, the timers are now spread out. Everybody's about a second or two behind the person in front of them and in front of the person behind them. But I repeat myself. And we have a situation where everybody kind of spread out now throughout Section 3. Looks like Joni Happy might be trying to put a little bit of a move on Cronus. Cronus 6 laps in with hard tires. Hiram Pelosi overtakes Pedro Parenza at 8th and 9th, respectively. Of course, Pedro Parenza started out, won the race, the sprint race today. Tahariel says he needs an invite. I'm not sure if that's my chat just now updating or what. I've got it on multi-stream. So, of course, racers, if you do have to drop for whatever reason or you need an invite, please just put it in the chat. I will be happy to call it out so that somebody else in the race can invite you. Pedro Parenza's AI Ghost now all the way in 9th as we move back up towards the front of the pack. Again, Eska 0606. We are on lap 11. He's about 3.5 seconds ahead of Africado Sul. Elite Shots has pitted. He switched to medium tires. And now the majority of the field using mediums, with the exception of second place Africado Sul, who's using soft. Fourth place Yestem Takifaini using hard tires. 10 laps in on that. We do have Martins Carlos and Elite Shots battling a little bit here in 6th. Looked like Martins Carlos up on the wall for a second there. Now 1.1 seconds behind Elite Shots. Cronus, the only other racer using soft tires besides Africado Sul. Cronus in 13th place, 7 laps in now with those soft tires. Joni Happy trailing by about 5 seconds using hard tires. Still 8 laps in on that. So Elite Shots putting those new tires to good use, overtaking Johnny's Bananas, moving into 5th from 6th place. So as you can see here, Elite Shots with the freshest tires, 2 laps in now. Freshest tires in the entire race, medium tires, putting the moves just on Johnny's Bananas, getting past, still about 5.8 seconds or so, 5.9 seconds behind 4th place Yestin Takifaini. Choosing to pit now is Eufapio, who drops to 13th place as Tahariel and Cronus pass him. Pitting now, looks like he's switching to hard tires, now dropping into 14th place, allowing Joni Happy to move up. Eufapio now 6.1 seconds behind, pitting again, switching to those hard tires. So making the decision to move to hard tires, probably not going to swap again late today, given that we are 12 laps into a 29-lap race. Again, we've got a pretty static race field at this point, pretty spread out. If and until somebody pits up top, I just don't see these changing very much. We've got Eska 0606 in first with a 12 laps in, with his medium tires. We're now 13 laps in. Africado Sul, 12 laps with his soft tires, about 4.8 seconds behind. Soldier One Assault, 12 laps in with medium tires, 2.9 seconds behind Africado Sul, and then Yestem Takifaini, 3.1 seconds behind in 4th place. 3.1 seconds behind Soldier One Assault's Gender Reveal Special. Some nice turns taken here by Eska 0606, just flying through those chicanes at the very end of Section 1. Not much else to report, folks, I'm afraid. But the good news is we haven't seen a safety car or a major collision thus far in the regular race. We did see some bumping up. I may have spoken too soon. We do have a caution out in Sector 1. Tahariel has joined us back once again, so welcome back to Tahariel, folks. Currently in 12th place, 12 laps in with medium tires, 3.6 seconds behind Cronus. And I'm having to apply a massage gun to my wounded Achilles tendon, which, of course, I injured about 6 weeks ago. Looks like we've got Soldier One Assault swapping places with Africado Sul as Africado Sul pits now. Drops to fourth, about 5.6 seconds behind Elite Shots. Now Yestim Takifaini overtakes Africado Sul as Africado Sul having to slowly make his way out of the pit lane. Dropping to sixth. He's now on hard tires, so I was correct. He did need to swap tires. And overtaking on the left, Johnny's Bananas whipping right by. Whipping right by is Johnny's Bananas, who's now 13 laps in on his own medium tires. Cronus now pitting. Looks like he's on 10 laps in with those soft tires. We'll see what Cronus swaps to. Cronus looks like switching to hard tires. So everybody in the field now using medium or hard tires. Eska 0606 now about 7.5 seconds ahead of Soldier One Assault, working to expand his lead and ensure that he's not going to get in a situation where he's going to get screwed by the pitting. Of course, he probably will, just because pittings take a little while. We've got a caution flag out in Sector 1. Nothing from the race director on what that might have been about. But Eska now about 8 seconds behind. Cronus overtakes Tahariel. Tahariel DNFs, does not finish today. So unfortunate. I did not see what the reasoning for that was, but we have lost Tahariel. So the field is down now to 13 racers. We've got Eska 0606 in first, Soldier One Assault in second, Elite Shots in third, Yestin Takifaini in fourth, Africado Sul in fifth, Johnny's Bananas in sixth, Martins Carlos in seventh, Hiram Pelosi eighth, Rudy Sacchetti ninth, and now we see Yestim overtaking Soldier One Assault as Soldier One Assault goes to pit. So Africado Sul moves up, overtakes Soldier One Assault, Johnny's Bananas, Soldier One Assault falling down the leaderboard here because of this pit. It looks like he's switching to hard tires. So we'll see how the rest of the field fares. Elite Shot's about 12 seconds behind Eska 0606. Eska, however, 14 laps in with those medium tires. At a certain point, Eska is going to have to pit. Now, I did see that it flashed up something telling me White Tahariel did not finish, but I did not catch it. I do apologize. It popped it up down at the very bottom, so I missed it. So I do apologize. All right, so we've got Eska 0606 still in first, comfortably so by 11 seconds. Elite Shots trailing, now using medium tires, 5 laps in on those. Africado Sul, looks like his decision to pit didn't cost him too much. He's in fourth place now with hard tires, so I would not expect him to pit again today necessarily. Go ahead and switch it away from the first place pod all the way up to our race view. Go ahead and swap to Soldier One Assault here, who is just 0.6 seconds behind Johnny's Bananas. Hiram Pelosi pitting now. He was 3.2 seconds behind Soldier One Assault and 17.5 seconds ahead of Martins Carlos, swapping from 15-lap medium tires to hard tires as well. We'll see if that costs him. Does not appear to be. He's not dropped position. Although, oh, there we go. Martins Carlos now overtaking with the pit decision by Hiram Pelosi. Martins Carlos now 20 seconds behind sixth place Soldier One Assault. Of course, AI Pedro Proenza now in last place. Eufapio in 12th, Cronus in 11th, Rudy Sacchetti in 10th, Joni Happy in 9th, Hiram Pelosi in 8th, Martins Carlos 7th, Soldier One Assault and Johnny's Bananas, however, now battling for 5th place position. Soldier One Assault just overtaking Johnny's Bananas. Johnny's Bananas now 15 laps in with his medium tires. Probably going to have to pit here at some point. Then again, Eska 0606 theoretically has to too. He's 15 laps in on his medium tires as well. So we've seen both of these racers last basically half the race just using medium tires. We'll see if they will swap to another set of mediums at some point or if they'll swap to hards. Hard for me to say, just given the length of the course, given the fact that we are not in a sprint. I would say most racers not going to swap to soft tires today. Johnny's Bananas choosing to pit. We'll see if he goes with medium tires or hard tires. All right, pit complete, and he does indeed switch to hard tires. So the vast majority of the field at this point, as a matter of fact, only the first two places, ESCA 0606 and Elite Shots, still rolling with medium tires. Everybody else rolling with hards. Johnny's Bananas coming out of the pit, but Hiram Pelosi passing him now. Johnny's Bananas, of course, still right on Hiram Pelosi's tail. ESCA 0606 and Elite Shots, still medium tires. 16 laps for ESCA 0606, 7th for Elite Shots. I believe Johnny's Bananas and Martin's Carlos might have swapped places again, or no, excuse me, it might have been Johnny's Bananas and Hiram Pelosi. Johnny's Bananas just in front of Hiram's Pelosi. Battling there for 6th place. Martin's Carlos, Hiram Pelosi overtakes Johnny's Bananas on the left side. That's the inside of the turn here as we head into the chicanes in section 2. And as we head into the straightaway on section 3, both racers right on top of each other, Hiram Pelosi and Johnny's Bananas. We'll see if they're able to make anything happen here that could be interesting. All right, Johnny's Bananas moves in on the left side, overtakes successfully, gets out in front, closes the door as they head into the sector 3. I keep calling it section. We do have a caution flag out in sector 1. It looked like it might have been Rudy Sacchetti, I think, perhaps, but I'm not totally sure. Might have been Soldier One Assault. I couldn't. It's difficult to tell all these slightly different tones in the racer's icon, so I do forgive me. I think I might have gotten that wrong there. Africado 1 and Soldier One Assault. Oh, nope. Soldier One Assault overtaking Yestim Taki Faini. With the gender reveal special now in 4th place, Eufapio overtakes Rudy Sacchetti, moving from 12th to 11th place. So again, kind of a static race at this point. Not seeing a ton of overtaking, not seeing a lot of wild positions. Devastating Dave, who is part of the Fallout New Vegas The Frontier writing team. As a matter of fact, he's the writing lead. Tweets, vroom. Well, I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate you checking out. Johnny's Bananas overtakes Hiram Pelosi, moving from 8th into 7th place. Again, top of the pack, we see two kind of big gaps here. ESCA 0606 ahead of Elite Shots by about 11.2 seconds. Then after that, we've got the biggest gap yet. Yestim Taki Faini leading Martin's Carlos 5th to 6th place by 22.8 seconds. So that's where the big breaks are today. We've got a couple of other multi-second leads elsewhere. But that's what we've got going on thus far. We do see Cronus overtaking Joni Happy in 9th place, however. Both competitors now heading towards the finish line as we are working towards as we are on lap 19 out of 29. So just 9 more laps left to go, folks. ESCA 0606 now 18 laps in on these medium tires and about 10 seconds ahead of Elite Shots. You can just see as our broadcast camera there captures Elite Shots far off in the distance at the end of that straightaway. ESCA 0606 heading into the turn now, about to make it lap 20 out of 29. And we are an hour into today's broadcast. Once again, thank you for joining me. My name is Sterling C. Beard, and we do see ESCA 0606 pitting here. He's going to pit. That leaves Elite Shots with an opportunity, 11.2 seconds behind. So what's it going to be? What is ESCA 0606 going to do? He's only got 9 laps left. Is he going to go soft? He's going to go soft. Okay, so ESCA looking to really try to slam the door if he can, using the soft tires, making sure that he can catch up with Elite Shots, who just overtook. And here we go, 6.3 seconds behind is ESCA 0606. So Elite Shots here with an opportunity. He's got 9 laps. Now he's in a weird position because he's got 10 laps. He's got 9 laps left in the race. He's got 10 laps with these medium tires. Will he decide to pit at some point, go soft, maybe try to ensure that he can't get overtaken by Eska, who's using soft tires. What is his play going to be? That is the question, because 10 laps with the medium tires, you start to maybe see a little fatigue on those tires. Is it going to be enough to hold up against Eska 0606? This is the opportunity that Elite Shots has been waiting so patiently for all day. He's been hovering about 10, 11 seconds behind Eska. Now is his chance. If he can extend this lead, he might be able to hold on. The question is going to be, are those tires going to last another 9 laps? 19 laps with medium tires. That's about 2/3 of the race. We shall see. Of course, Soldier One Assault also coming up on Africado Sul. Africado Sul just 2 seconds behind Eska. So the rest of the field, the tires now warm here for Africado Sul and Soldier One Assault. 6 laps and 5 laps with hard tires, respectively, as we see Ufapio overtake Rudy Sacchetti into 11th place. And Elite Shots is going to pit. Okay, so Elite Shots now making the decision to pit. Eska 0606 now overtakes. We'll see. Will Elite Shots shift to... What is he shifting to? He's also shifting to soft. So, yes, it looks like the 2 top racers there, Eska 0606 and Elite Shots, decided that they were going to make this a dash at the very end of the race. Things are starting to get interesting. Elite Shots now about 2.7 seconds behind 4th place Yestim. So if Elite Shots can move back up, he might still be able to catch Eska 0606. Elite Shots about 18 seconds ahead of 6th place Martins Carlos, so just got to keep his eyes in front of him here. Joni Happy now deciding to pit, 17 laps on hard tires, probably switching to medium or soft at this point, given that we are on lap 21 out of 29. So of course they need to let those tires get warmed up. Africado Sul just about 5 seconds, 4.7 seconds behind Eska 0606. Eska's only 1 lap in yet, though, so I don't know if those tires are warm for those soft tires just yet. Martins Carlos overtaking Hiram Pelosi. Bit of a battle there going on for 6th place. As Hiram Pelosi racing for Ferrari today. Africado Sul, of course, very closely behind Soldier One Assault, just 0.3 seconds behind. And he's got about 8 laps in on his hard tires for Africado Sul. Yestim Takifaini riding those hard tires for all they are worth. In 4th place currently, 21 laps. He has spent the entire race on the same set of tires, the same set of hard tires. Is he going to pit at some point and go for a lighter tire? We'll see. Eska 0606 now up to 5.6 seconds ahead of Soldier One Assault. Africado Sul a half second behind Soldier One Assault. Yestim Takifaini in 4th and about 8 seconds behind 3rd place Africado Sul. So folks, it looks like it's going to come down to maybe Eska 0606's decision to pit, switch to those soft tires away from those mediums. Looks like it's going to pay off. Possibly. We've got 7 laps left here as Eska 0606 heads into Sector 3, into the straightaway. Nash is the overtake, trying to build a little more space, a little more speed, pushing 295, 97, 300 kilometers per hour. Fastest lap now being set by Eska 0606 with a 1:38.05 for the MoneyGram team. Soldier One Assault and Africado Sul battling here for 2nd place. And this is a tricky position. If you are Africado Sul or Soldier One Assault, you don't want there to be another person who you're battling with for 2nd place. That takes concentration. That slows you down. It means that every second you're worrying about the guy in 3rd, you're not catching up to the 1st place racer. So Soldier One Assault dropping back slightly. Africado Sul in 2nd as we see him whipping around the curves in Sector 2 here. Eska 0606 on lap 23, about 8 seconds ahead. Martins Carlos overtakes Johnny's Bananas, moving into 7th from 8th place. Yestim also has pitted. He's gone to soft tires as well. So anybody who thinks they've got a real solid chance of maybe overtaking a person in front of them, grabbing another point in the standings, has switched, it looks like, to soft tires. Apricot Sul and Soldier One Assault, 9 laps and 8 laps in, respectively, with their hard tires, but not able to really gain on Eska, who's now opened his lead up to 8.5 seconds. So I think I called it right. Eska rode those medium tires as long as he could. But then switched to soft tires in order to try to slam the door. Tariel says, thank you so much, Sterling. You are the man. Thank you, Tariel. It has been a pleasure. These have been a fun interjection on my Saturday. It's been a lot of fun broadcasting these, given that I know nothing about F1. But I need the e-broadcasting experience. I need the sportscasting experience. This has been a lot of fun. I really do appreciate you all. Again, thank you for making me a part of this league, making me your English broadcaster for Grid Bravo. I've had a great amount of fun doing it, and I look forward to continuing to do it as long as you'll let me, or until circumstances otherwise intervene. But it has been fun. Eska 0606 still about 8.475 seconds ahead of second place Africado Sul. 5 laps left to go here. We are on lap 24 out of 29. So the race going to be finished here, wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. Assuming, of course, nothing crazy happens to Eska 0606. He's in the catbird seat, as we like to say, and in a good position. Again, the rest of the pack, relatively static. Race Control has a time penalty, 3-second time penalty for Africado Sul. That knocks him back to a 9-second interval. Multiple warnings, so Race Control not happy with Africado Sul, whatever that was for. Soldier One Assault about a half second behind Africado Sul at this point. Thankfully, no virtual safety car, no safety car out here. We are on lap 25 out of 29. A much cleaner second race today than the first race, but given the weather, that is perhaps not too surprising. Of course, the funny thing is that because of how loud the volume is, I do have to turn down the volume on my headset. I leave it up for people watching the race. Yestim Takifaini now snatching the fastest lap, 1:37.85 for Aston Martin. So Yestim down in 5th, taking the fastest lap of the day, assuring himself an extra point if that holds. So I believe that's actually the first time today that Yestim has set the fastest lap record. Lap 25 out of 29 now here as Eska 0606 winding his way towards the straightaway and might be able to actually lap AI Pedro Proenza here. So let's go ahead and let's check out the dashboard cam. We can't quite see Pedro Proenza, the ghost of Pedro Proenza, rather. But he is dashing, and given how Pedro Proenza has not defended itself well, the AI version of Pedro, of course, the real-life version of Pedro is one hell of a driver. The AI version, maybe not so much. Cronus overtakes Martins Carlos, moving from 9th to 8th place. Still very close. Martins Carlos only 0.2 seconds behind. So the question here, I think, is does Eska successfully lap the AI ghost of Pedro Proenza? I think it's going to happen here. There's still 3 laps left. We are on lap 26 out of 29. So there's a non-zero chance that does occur. Looking at our standings here, Eska 0606 in first, Africado Sul 8.1 seconds behind. Of course, he had that 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Soldier One Assault about 1.7 seconds behind Africado Sul. Elite Shots 3 seconds behind Soldier One Assault. Yestim 17 seconds behind Elite Shots. Hiram Pelosi 10 seconds behind Yestim. Johnny's Bananas 1.7 seconds behind Hiram Pelosi. Cronus 3.4 seconds behind Johnny's Bananas. Martins Carlos 4.4 seconds behind. Martins Carlos also now choosing to pit on lap 26 out of 29. Interesting decision here. He's got 22 seconds on Joni Happy. So Martins Carlos may be looking to hold on to that points, the points he'll get if he holds on to 9th. 4.4 seconds behind Cronus is Martins Carlos, but he's pitting. We'll see how that works out for him. We do have a caution out in Sector 1. Looked to me like maybe Africado Sul had exceeded track limits briefly. But thankfully nothing too wild, no safety car out. Let's go ahead and check on the middle of the pack here, 7th, 8th, and 9th place. Johnny's Bananas 2.9 seconds behind Hiram Pelosi, but leading Cronus by 6.5. So Johnny's Bananas in 7th, 9 laps in on his hard tires, lap 27 out of 29. And we've got a bot in my Twitch chat. If I want to chat, just DM it. Jeez. Well, that's something I'll have to ban. I saw this big old wall of text pop up in my Twitch chat, and I thought, oh, interesting. Then nope, it's a bot. That is unfortunate. Of course, I can't ban it from here. Can I ban it from here? There's no way this is not a bot. It has to be. Does cute try-on hauls in yoga. Find your stuff on YouTube. Yeah. Sure. I'm sure Skate Bay 69 is a totally legitimate... Oh, your spicy site's linked on there, huh? Yeah, banned. Okay. Smashed a bot. All right, Tahariel does right here in the chat. Today, Soldier Would Assault or Yestin Takifaini will be champion of the Face One of Your Championship. Not quite sure what that means, but Soldier Would Assault is in 3rd place here, 1.8 seconds behind Africado Sul. Yestin Takifaini, 14 seconds behind Elite Shot. So we'll see how things shake out here. We are on lap 28 out of 29, so we are close to the final lap. And, of course, we'll be able to check out the standings today and see once the race ends just where things do stand in the league, the Brazuka E1 Racing League overall. So Soldier Would Assault about 2.1 seconds behind Africado Sul. Eufapio overtaking Rudy Sacchetti, moving into 11th place here. Go back to my multi-stream. All right, here we go. We do have a penalty flag out on Africado Sul. 14 laps in is Africado Sul with heavy tires. 13 laps in is Soldier Would Assault with heavy tires. 8 laps in, Eska 0606 with the soft tires. Also, did my eyes deceive me, or was... My eyes did deceive me. I thought that somebody was perhaps translucent there. No, it does not appear to be the case. Of course, that might just be Eska 0606 trying to lap. Yes, he is almost going to lap the AI Pedro Proenza, making a move on the left-hand side as we head through Section 1. We are on the final lap here. So he actually has successfully lapped AI Pedro Proenza. Now looking to lap Rudy Sacchetti, it looks like. So we'll take a look here. As we jump down to the first-person pod here. Is Rudy Sacchetti AI currently? Oh, Rudy Sacchetti is also AI. Excuse me. He is also translucent. So Eska 0606 going for some style points here, looking to lap the last 2 people in the pack. AI, Pedro Proenza. It looks like Rudy Sacchetti currently also controlled by AI. As he pushes past. Yep. There we go. He pushes past AI, Rudy Sacchetti, racing for Williams. Uh-oh, we got a caution flag out in Sector 2. Eska 0606 in a little bit of danger. He spun out. So Africado Sul, 2.7 seconds behind. Things just got very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because we are heading into the straightaway. This is an opportunity. Will Africado Sul be able to close the 2.3 second gap and take first place away from Eska 0606? Doesn't look like it, though. 2.4 seconds behind. So it looks like Africado Sul not going to be able to. Is whatever caused that spin out, is it still affecting Eska 0606 as they swing around the last couple of turns? Eska 0606 still in the lead, just 2 seconds ahead, 1.9, 1.9, and game over, ladies and gentlemen. Eska 0606 does win with a interval ahead of Africado Sul of 4.7 seconds. Soldier with Assault just barely in third place by 0.608. Elite Shots finishing fourth, 2.14. AI Pedro Proenza finishes in 13th place today. Looks like Hiram Pelosi should be coming in 6th, but we do have a little bit of time here. Is Hiram Pelosi only about 3.5 seconds ahead of Johnny's Bananas, but it does look like Hiram Pelosi, barring a last-second wipeout in the back end here, is going to finish in 6th place. Johnny's Bananas, similar position, just finishes 7th place. Cronus making his way through, going to finish in 8th, assuring himself of some points. Martins Carlos about 14 seconds away from crossing that finish line. Screaming through the last couple of turns is Joni Happy, desperately trying to make up some of that time, but he's not going to be able to. Martins Carlos finishes 9th. Joni Happy should be finishing in 10th place here, followed by Eufapio in 11th, and then Rudy Sacchetti in 12th. Of course, AI Pedro Proenza finishes 13th. Rudy Sacchetti, however, trying to put a little pressure on at the very back end. Again, that's AI Rudy Sacchetti. So Eufapio going to go ahead and finish in 10th, and that will do it for our race today. So it looks like Soldier 1 is 133 points, according to Tahariel. Yeston with 136. So it looks like Soldier 1, driver of the day, Yeston Takifaini, but Soldier 1 Assault, apparently the champion. We'll see here. The Spaniard topping the podium today in first place, Eska 0606, flanked by a pair of Brazilians. We'll have our final standings and then league standings shortly after that. Oh, phase 1. I was thinking, what the heck is phase 1? Phase, okay. Here we go. Today's results for the weekend: Eska 0606, 29 points. Africado Sul with 25, followed by Elite Shots with 18. Soldier with Assault with 16. Yeston Takifaini with 13. Johnny's Bananas with 11. Hiram Pelosi 11. Pedro Proenza 8. Cronus 4. Martins Carlos 2. Joni Happy 1. Rounding out the pack today, Eufapio, Rudy Sacchetti, and Tahariel. Results for the sprint and for the race. All right. So for the race, we did see Eska 0606 finish with 25 points. Africado Sul in second with 18th. Third place, Soldier with Assault. All right, well, everybody, thank you again for joining me today. My name is Sterling C. Beard. I enjoyed broadcasting today's edition of the Brazuka E1 Racing League. If you want to give me a follow on Twitch or on YouTube or on Twitter, you can do so at Sterling C. Beard. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. Today's been a lot of fun. Have a good night, good luck, God bless, and sleep